A fighter jet was hijacked, but it disappeared from the radar. It turned out it was hiding beneath a passenger plane. The commander immediately ordered 2 pilots to track the missing jet. During the search, they spotted a passenger plane. One pilot noticed something strange. It had 5 contrails instead of the usual 4. They flew closer to investigate. Sure enough, the stolen fighter was hiding under the passenger plane. The 2 pilots approached and demanded identification, but the other pilot arrogantly gave them the finger, then flew away. Using the clouds for cover, the jet vanished. When it appeared again, it was already behind them. One pilot tried to shake him off, but the enemy locked on. The pilot reported back to base and asked for permission to fire, but the request was denied. He had no choice but to release flares to break the lock. His partner also asked to open fire, but was rejected again. They were even told to abort the mission. Frustrated, the second pilot cut the comms. When the enemy prepared to launch a missile, he fired first. That shot saved his teammate's life. Back at base, the military praised them for their bravery. But moments later, a group of officers filed complaints. It turned out the hijacking was only a drill to test the military's response. They had lost a real jet and an experienced pilot. Only then did the 2 pilots understand everything. But the enemy jet had locked on first, and the partner only fired to protect his teammate. A female officer from the Special Operations Division stopped them. She offered them a deal: join a secret mission and she would clean up the mess. They refused. Meanwhile, a client wanted to buy a fighter jet with a new radar system. The decision would be based on a race between 2 countries' jets. The jets would take off from equal distances, and whoever arrived first would win the order. But the flight path crossed foreign airspace, so the pilots had to be non-active military. Flight data showed the missile had been launched just before the test jet was shot down. This proved that the pilots had done the right thing. But for the sake of the order, the higher-ups changed the records and dismissed both men. They had no choice but to work for a private aircraft company. Then the same female officer found them again. She asked them to join the race, and promised to reinstate them if they won. They agreed. The military sent a 3rd pilot to go with them. That night, the 3 jets took off into the dark sky. As they crossed into foreign airspace, they lined up to look like a commercial flight and passed through safely. But when it was time to refuel, the tanker never arrived. A terrorist had sneaked on board and killed the captain. The 3 jets had to make emergency landings. As soon as they touched the ground, they were surrounded by terrorists. The race was just a cover. The real plan was a hijacking. Do you think the pilots will escape?